Let's start off by sectioning through the haircut, by sectioning away from the apex at the top of the head to just behind the ear area. This is because Andre wants to separate the front from the back of the head. He's then going to create some smaller subsections on the side panel and then on the top. And as you can see, he's working quite high through the contour of the head where the head rounds, and then creating a slight diagonal shape in towards the fringe area to retain the width of the fringe where it's going to be pushed back. Now, typically when doing graduation through the sides and the back of the head, a lot of the time you would start through the sides, specifically when you want to keep and maintain length through the side at the front of the face where the temple region is. Because Andre is going to be working a mid-fade, he generally wants to start through the back of the head with his graduation. This is an alternative option that you could choose if you want to focus your graduation and weight build-up and weight removal through the back of the head, where most of the hair needs to be taken away or reduced. He could start through the front of the head, but he may feel that he's guessing what length and shape he's creating through the back, specifically because the length at the front and the side areas is going to be taken quite short because of the fade. He typically wants to keep a lot of the weight and the length through the crown area where he's building that shape up now, which is why he wants to focus his full energy and emphasis on building that shape first, and then moving and pivoting into the side areas to then connect that through before taking it away with the clippers. On side number 2, the only difference that's going to be changed from side number 1 is the finger position and the hand position. On the first side that Andre's already completed, we saw that he worked with his knuckle at the bottom of the line and his fingertips moving away at the top of the head to create the length and angle. We can now see that it's Andre's elbow and finger position, that where his fingers are now pointing towards the floor and his knuckles are pointing towards the ceiling, and they are further away from the head at the top. Maintain a 90 degrees angle in terms of elevation and how you're bringing the hair out of the head shape through the entire side panel of the head, and continue to work until all is connected into the back and you reach the top of the zone. Andre is going to be working a round shape vertically to create quite a weightless finish, which is equal in length from the back to the front. This is a great shape to choose if you're working on quite thick and dense hair. Just make sure that your choice of length is correct. If you were to cut a round shape too short, it wouldn't sit back well enough on a pompadour look. Now Andre has finished working the vertical and horizontal shape through that top zone. He's just going to make a subsection where he's working through the top contour of the head, where he has a little bit of this shape and length from the top, and he's going to be connecting that into the graduation that he's created on the sides just by working a very soft rounded corner. This will not only make more of a technical and visual connection from the top to the sides, but it will also make the top and the sides, where the graduation and the layering meet, more of a fluid shape, and be much easier for Andre to clip it into the corner of the head when he's working up with the clippers. Now Andre is moving on towards the clipper technique, where he's working a 1 guard open lever, which is your classic number 1.5, and he's working that just underneath where he's been with the number 2.5. This will allow him to start descending down in length, working with the longer guards and working down to shorter guards each and every time. He's now flicked the lever down to the number 1, which is a closed lever, and he's working again just underneath where he's been with the 1.5. Technically, what we want to do is visually work down the head shape, slowly working down, getting shorter and shorter with our clipper guards, and having complete control over where we keep the length and density as we work down the head shape until we completely remove that bottom guideline with the closed lever on the clipper. This is a very pinpoint technique to use when you're working with any fade. It's not always necessary, but specifically with the darker hair like this, it could be very useful to create a very beautiful finish. Can see that Andre has created a very strong and sharp outline for this client, really working beautifully with that depth of the blend through the temple peak point area. He's working with the clipper in a very subtle way, where he's being very precise, and he's got beautiful small flicking motions with the corner of the clipper, being very delicate with the wrist. Once we finish side number 2, we can now start to refine that side number 2 with the transition area, working some scissor over comb with the wide teeth. This will allow us to glide seamlessly through the hair and making sure that the transition between the clipper and the scissor work is as smooth as possible. In terms of the styling, we're going to be just working with the blow dryer now, just to get rid of all the loose shavings of hair with the brush and pushing the hair back in the direction that we want it to sit, working with a fast speed and a cold air setting, working with a little bit of hairspray just to finish off the styling and really imprint the finished look. We can see from the silhouette, from the side profile and the front profile, we have something that is really beautiful and masculine, where we have that transition from the zero skin fade all the way in towards that top scissored shape. We hope that you enjoyed watching the process of this mid skin fade pompadour look, which is very salon friendly, and we hope to see you on the next one.